Should you pursue creativity as a career or keep it personal? I'm going to talk about that right now. So I recently got a question on Tumblr from a fellow rebel, Psychic Rebel Artisan, great name, who asks, "Hey, so I'm a young artist, as in high school, and I was wondering if you had any advice for people like me. I've always loved art, but it has been only recently that I've started to take it seriously and have considered pursuing a career in it. I still have a long way to go, but I was wondering if you had any tips on what I should work on and what to expect when working in an industry involving art." I left a couple tips over on my Tumblr blog, but the one that I thought was most important I wanted to bring up here is that to everyone just starting out, you need to figure out sooner rather than later if art is a personal passion or something you can make a traditional career out of. Let me start explaining with a personal anecdote. I also started getting serious about my creativity in high school. Up until that point, I had been obsessed with playing video games, but I soon realized that I wanted to create memorable experiences just like the ones I was playing. So I started taking my drawing and writing much more seriously, and I started making comics. My friends and family took notice and kind of led me down the path of trying to make art my career, and I was totally on board with that. I mean, it made sense, right? Here's this skill that I'm investing a lot of time into, I enjoy, and could potentially make a lot of money doing. I'll never have to work a day in my life. So I took a bunch of art classes and went to college for graphic design and illustration. And I'll always remember that moment, 2 weeks before graduation, when I finally finished my senior portfolio, the last project I had to do after 4 years of work, letting out the biggest sigh of relief, thinking, it's over. I'll never have to do this stuff again. Only to realize to my horror that this was never going to end. This was going to be my career, slaving away 8 hours a day making other people's visions a reality. I realized 4 years and $40,000 too late that for me, my creativity was a means of expressing my own ideas, that the joy of creating came from bringing my ideas to life, and mine alone. It was a method to bring to life my own personal vision. I had no passion for the actual task of graphic design or illustration in and of itself. It was only when applied to something I personally believed in that I found any enjoyment. So this is something you need to ask yourself about whatever creative discipline you're pursuing. Do you enjoy creating just for the sake of creating something, or do you enjoy creating because you're actualizing your own vision? If you want to test this and see where you fall, ask your friends or family to give you an idea for a creative project. A project completely different than what you normally try to create, and follow through. Complete that project in its entirety. If you enjoyed the process of creating art you had no say in conceptually, then you can probably make it as a career artist. Because if your creativity is your job, you're rarely, if ever, going to have the luxury of being able to work on projects that you came up with. The whole point of a creative career is to fill in the skills that the client doesn't have. So you'll almost always be working on someone else's project. And as long as your craft in and of itself is what gives you joy, this is absolutely fine, and you should be able to be happy for the most part. But if you're like me and it pisses you off from start to finish and you want to go back to working on your own stuff instead of this project you assigned yourself, then creativity is a personal passion, and you might want to give it some more thought before you decide to pursue a traditional career and education in it, because you have more of the makings of a hobbyist. And if you still want to make your living off your creativity, but you can only envision doing it on your own terms, well, congratulations. It looks like you're a creative entrepreneur at heart. You're a rebel. My name is Tom Oliver, and you've been watching Rebel Pixels, the channel all about empowering and impassioning the DIY creative here on the web. If that's you, if you live and die by your art and you want to make your living doing art your way on your own terms, you need to hit that subscribe button right now, because that's what this channel is entirely all about. I do videos like this every week, impassioning and passing on advice that I've learned on my journey, a journey I'm still well in the middle of. I'm in the trenches just like the rest of you trying to make this work. I also do reviews and look at tools and stuff that I found that really helped me on my journey as an illustrator, a writer, a graphic designer, and a novice video maker. So if you're into DIY stuff, I think you'd have a lot of fun here, and I hope you join the family, become a rebel, and join the conversation. My question for you guys is, what is creativity for you? Is it a passionate thing that you just want to do for yourself? Do you want to just have it be a hobby you do in your free time? Are you someone like me who is determined to make it how you make your living, but doing it your own way? Or do you enjoy your passion just for the sake of what it is? Do you enjoy creativity just for the sake of creating? Can you work a traditional job and be, a hired hand for somebody else and enjoy that process in and of itself? Because that's something I've never experienced. I'd like to hear your opinions in the comments below. So until next time, I'm Tom Oliver. This is Rebel Pixels, reminding you guys that we might be indie, but that doesn't mean that we're alone. Catch you guys next week.